When I was in my 4th year, I got pregnant. I assumed we were okay until I was 6 months pregnant. And then at the 6-month mark, I noticed he became distant. It sort of clicked that, maybe you may be doing this alone. I checked myself in, and this 26th day, I said, surely let me call this man. Like, surely, hautarukata leo. Like, I'm not asking, like, I'm just saying, be here. And either I've blocked it in my history or I just don't like remembering, but it was in the response of, I'm not interested. And that's the last time we spoke.
So how are you handling all this and keeping it together at 23?
I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm sharing 16 years later. Like, I literally almost died from a miscarriage, from stress, and tulianza na kulala chini na yeye. Then next month I buy kitty, next month I buy like that. Before 2020, that's what I'm saying. In me trying to ace the parenting alone, I did a lot of mistakes. You know, unaomba pesa huku, you're in debt because you're just trying to survive. And I was also trying to get my baby out of shells.
So 16 years later, the boy is thriving. What has been the greatest challenge raising this boy on your own?
On my own is the greatest challenge. I felt like I failed, and that was rock bottom. Yeah, that was the lowest I could have gone.
It is Curveballs by Gigi. My name is Gladys Gachanja, and honored to have you here. And remember, if you want to be part of this journey, as many have been asking on the DMs, is you send an email to curveballsbygg@gmail.com, letting us know of your story and how we can reach you, and we will get in touch so that you can be part of this journey. Remember, our objective is to learn, to heal, and to grow together, even as we look into other people's experiences that perhaps will shed a light on some of what we're going through at the moment. And speaking of which, today I have somebody on set that I met back in 2022. She is a certified events planner and wedding specialist. She is also a mother, and I'm talking about the founder and director of Laki Events, Edna Nduku. Kimeu, karibu sana.
Asante.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We met in 2022.
Yes.
And you were actually referred to me by a very good friend of mine.
A common friend of ours.
Yes. And I was looking for a wedding planner. Now, this is the part where guys will start putting two and two together. Wait a minute, she talked about being a single mother. The part that people are not paying attention to, it was in past tense. Yes, because Nduku here actually planned my wedding. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. It was an honor. And I know that time we couldn't talk much because I was in my professional gear. But also I know here and there I did mention a little bit about myself. And so I guess our paths aligned.
Yes, they did. They did. And I think that should tell you that I pay attention to the people I hang out with, because your story stood out to me. And I thought, when the time comes, Nduku.
The perfect timing.
Bas.
Yes.
Speaking of which, how long have you been in the space of events? I mean, you did the wedding thing for me. What else do you do?
So the wedding space, I've been there for 10 years.
Oh.
Yes. But what else I do? Also, I did an undergrad in sociology and philosophy. So with that, I've been able to do a few jobs here and there in terms of customer service, etc, etc.
Okay.
But then I decided to concentrate on my passion, which was Laki Events. So the past 5 years have been mainly me getting deep into Laki Events. But before that, I was partially employed. So I was doing it as a part-time thing, gig. And then, of course, 2020, we'll talk about it. That's when now I went fully into Laki Events.
Okay.
And running it as a daily thing for me. Yes.
All right. So why events? Why not anything else?
It was a passion. I can say events found me. I didn't find it. Because as later my story will go, I started working for an events company, And I found that it's something I like. It's something I'm happy to do. I don't struggle to wake up and do it. I don't mind the late nights, the early mornings. So I can say it found me. And then from that, I was like, oh, and you can make money from it. Okay, why not? So over time, it's just grown in me. So I didn't go out finding it or going to any school. I know there are schools that do events, and I appreciate that. But I personally have learned from the school of life.
All right.
Regards events. Yes.
So what about it makes you so passionate?
Love stories. Yeah, love. It's really nice when you meet a couple and the first thing I ask them is how you met, and you know, they take you through the journey, and you're just every day until their wedding day, you're just talking about how, you know, making it a success, and also the guests that come into the event. So that is what I'm passionate about, just the love stories, like working on a love story and making it my job.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so heartwarming. And I know weddings can be overwhelming, even for the best of couples.
Yes.
What are some of the tips, perhaps, over the years you picked up on that you would actually advise couples that are thinking about, you know, having their nuptials to keep in mind?
First of all, make sure the two of you are aligned. Lock out everyone first and let it be about you. Then you can't please everybody. So, but that will hurt maybe our parents because, and I know you can relate.
Yes.
Because they want us to bring the chief and the village elder and all that. But there's what you're looking at. There's also budgets. So at the end of the day, just work with your vision and what you want. And big weddings and big budgets doesn't translate to the best weddings. These days are more of create experiences in your wedding. And actually I'm loving 2024, 2025, 2026 brides and grooms because they are more about experiences with their guests.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that, because I wanted to ask you, at times when you go from one wedding to another, it feels like all weddings look the same.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, is there something that you think, you know, potential brides and grooms should think about going forward? Because come on, there has to be something else. But pia najua mfuko inaongea.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't have to be expensive to create experiences. And also, we are now off the era of big 1,000 packs weddings. Yeah, we are now getting into smaller, intimate ones where you're able now to give that perfect experience. So it can be in anything, really. These days, I'm finding that I'm having very interesting brides. I dare say Gen Z brides who are also challenging us, you know, millennial planners, where they come up with things like morning photo shoots and photo shoots before the wedding and not having speeches and such nice. So those things don't cost money. You just have to take it off probably the wedding program that you're used to. Out of town destination weddings, that's also something very nice. So I'm glad the route it's taking. I can't wait for the next 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say experience, is that what you mean? Like you can just jig up maybe the program where you have your wedding. How about the look and feel? That's where I feel like everyone's wedding looks the same.
Everyone looks, these days at least also we are moving out of the cliche, you know, big tent and everyone has to be inside. These days we are now more into the couple trying to be with their guests, like table to table, photo session probably with a certain group of people early in the morning as opposed to the one that's customized by the MCs. So it's really, really nice. Like, I know where we are going as an industry. People are now willing to come out of the safe ground.
Okay.
Yes, and also it's because we are having younger parents. Yes. Yeah, I don't mean to disrespect my folks, but we're having younger parents. Like a lot of my parents now, for the couples are in their 40s or 50s.
Yes.
So they understand.
And they're more flexible. I hear you. Yeah. Now let's talk about bridezillas and groomzillas. What is the worst experience you've had that has stayed with you? Because I know there are a few.
You want me to...
Just give me one that has stayed with you till now.
Hey, I hope they don't watch.
You don't have to mention names.
Yeah, two, to be honest. One was, I actually cried when the bride walked down the aisle. Because I was like, I didn't believe like this has happened, because I was going to walk out the day before.
Oh.
Yeah, it was that toxic. But then I still kept my end of the bargain. So I don't want to go into details about that, but that's what happened.
Okay.
The other one, the bride really talked to me badly before the event. And I guess she got over it because after she really apologized. I understood it was emotions. Probably she also had pressure from, it was a wedding being organized by a committee. So the only person she could vent to was me in a very bad way. So I managed to go through it because I'd also created rapport with everyone else. Yeah, so those two experiences are, sometimes you're like, will I go on with this? Like, and it happens like on the wedding week. It's not something that happens during the journey. So you're like, do I still go on with this? Ama niachie hapo. Lakini the people also who you're accountable for is not only the couple. There's so many people who are involved. So you just, and I always say, then I'll go to the next couple. I'm not going to honeymoon with them. I'm not the one getting married. So now I take it as a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you, because it can get really tricky, and dealing with different personalities and different needs and wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a special calling to do what you do. It really does. It does.
Yeah.
So even as we're talking about a calling, I have come to realize, even as a guest in a wedding or an event, there's some where the organizers say, what I asked for vis-a-vis what I got. And you wonder, why would somebody actually take all this money and not live up to what was actually agreed on? From your experience, what are some of the tips you can give people who want to get into this industry and how to keep the customers coming?
Number one, create your own network as an events person. A network, I mean vendors who you know will deliver. And it looks like very quick money. It looks glamorous on our pages. Like when you open my business page, it will look like I'm always in this glam events, looking nice, and but the work behind it is a lot. So it only comes this way because of the network I've created, the people I've surrounded myself with. It may sound selfish sometimes, but it's the people I know who haven't dropped the ball like ever. And where I'm seeing them dropping the ball, there are people I can correct and they're happy to adjust. So create a network. And for upcoming couples, don't just rush to social media and pick people. It's best when maybe that person is referred, as opposed to you just picking, what looks good on the internet. It's best to pick people who've actually been referred.
All right, so let's pivot a little bit. You mentioned to me that, and I think you mentioned even right now, in 2020, things took a turn. Where everything came to a halt. Of course, events industry was the first to be hit. Here you are thriving, and then nothing. Tell me about that.
Before that, there was also something before that, because 2020, I can't say thriving, but I was comfortable. Like I could pay a bill or two. I had my son with me. And I remember we were actually at an event. I told you I was working for an events company. So we were at an event when the president locked down everything. And then now my then boss just told us, we can't keep having you now after this. And you understand the situation was that way with most spaces. So that also gave me some peace. It's not that I had savings, to be honest, because even Laki Events then, I know you may do the math and say that was half of the 10 years. The Laki Events before 2020 was for me to try and meet needs. It wasn't for saving and, putting my son in posh schools. It was for surviving. So I would do a wedding 1 or 2 or 3 in a year because I was still employed in the other events company. And I had, of course, had some inquiries in 2020 for Laki Events. Now those ones are also gone. My main income is gone. But then I look at the world and it's everybody. So it didn't really, to be honest, it didn't affect me as much as the events prior 2020 and some after 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But still, tumefungiwa, no
Yeah.
source of income.
Yeah.
You're a single mom. How are you raising this boy?
Hey.
Unampa nini ya kula?
I know. It took also people to some 1 or 2 people to start with me and say I'll buy your food. I got a very good landlord who said no one should pay rent until when you guys. So I started paying my rent in 2021, which was a big debt of March to December. So he was kind enough to say that. You'd find someone saying, my mom, I was in Shads and madam amenipea a lot of vegetables, so unapata mtu amekutumanisha waru nini. As in, we were there for each other, especially in the event space. We were there for each other like that. I had a nanny to date who is one of the biggest things in my story, who went without salary and say she's not leaving.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Talk about angels. Those are the angels we talk about.
She says she's not leaving us and me. And I had her for 9 years, I guess. Because I was with her since my son was in class 2 until when he joined high school.
Okay.
So not all nannies are from hell.
Ni ukweli. Wengine tu ni bahati mbaya, but it's true.
So she stayed.
Yeah.
And I was happy. Like,
awesome.
She stayed. And so that was one of the things that I was very grateful for. Akakaa, tukunywe maji, ama uji, ama whatever, but she stayed.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now you keep talking about my biggest story, the events before 2020.
Okay.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. You're raising a boy by yourself. Right now, he's how old?
Oh, he's 16.6. Wow. So he's 17 this year. He's an adult next year, and he's voting. Like, he's going to vote in 2027. Those are things I'm so happy about.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Take us back to when you had him. Because you say that's when you experienced intense betrayal.
So I'll go a little bit back to, because it will tie into my story. I was born in Nyeri, raised in Nairobi.
Okay. Wakuito wanafanya nini Nyeri?
Yeah, I speak better Kikuyu than Kao.
All right. Yeah, carry on.
So I was born in Nyeri and raised in Nairobi, a place called Zimmerman. I know munajua Zima, that time was 44. And so that's very important to note as we go on. And then I'm a last born in a family of 5. And we grew up a pretty normal millennial, home, where you are all 5, 2-bedroom house, and never 5 at one point. Muko na makuzo, sijui wanasomea huku Nairobi, so you have to host them. So we never had that privileged life. It was just basic. My parents did their best with what they had. They were civil servants. And my mom also was working in Harambee House, so a typical Nairobi mom. And that's how I grew up.
Okay.
Went to Nairobi primary school, and as I said, I'm a millennial child. So Shags ndo unapelekwa high school.
All right.
Like everyone else. So tukaenda Shags, nikapelekwa Shags ya kina Mathe for high school, and did 4 years, managed to get a good grade enough to take me to campus. Then I joined KU for my undergrad. And slightly before I joined KU, I met a guy. At this stage, I would say he was older. Now we are probably age mates. But at that point, since I was in high school and he had cleared high school, I would categorize him as an older guy.
You mean more experienced?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now he's just 6 years older than me. So that's okay. So that time I met him, and so I started dating him from when I was in Form 4 through my campus. So those things of campo girls and no. Me, I was in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. Or so I thought. Yeah, so we dated and it was nice while it lasted. We were estate mates and a young girl in love. And then when I was in my 4th year, I got pregnant. And I didn't know I found out when I was 2 months pregnant because it was 8 weeks when I went to the doctor. And I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. I didn't panic because I've been with this man So I didn't feel immediately like it's before marriage. And those things, but they did not hit me. So I fell pregnant in 2008, and then we were okay. I assumed we were okay until I was 6 months pregnant. And then at the 6-month mark, I noticed he became distant. I can't tell you when exactly, but he just became distant. And it sort of clicked that, maybe you may be doing this alone. I hadn't told my family I'm pregnant. Remember, I'm the last born.
Yes.
So now at 7 months, 7-ish, I told my sisters. I have 3 sisters. And now they informed my mom. And everyone was supportive, by the way. Like, our baby is pregnant.
Yeah.
I was flaunting my pregnancy. Anyone in KU for 2008 and knows I was even in a magazine.
All right.
Pregnant for 2008, October was the future. Like, I was very proud of my pregnancy.
Okay.
And then at that point, I'm like, okay, now this is sort of, the guy is not there. So I went on, carried the pregnancy full term. And actually the date the doctor wrote, my EDD, I don't know what those initials mean. I just know it's
Expected
something.
date of delivery. Yes.
It was long, 16 years ago, yeah. That's the day I got my baby, 27th December 2008. That's when. But now I checked myself into hospital earlier, a day before. That's on 26th. And the date is important. I'll tell you why. So I went on 26th because my baby wasn't playing in my tummy. So I just said, and the doctor told me, in case that happens, just go since you're full term. So I checked myself into hospital. My sister, bless her, was paying my hospital bill. She had committed to do that because this guy had already checked out. So I checked myself in, and this 26th day I said, surely let me call this man. Like, surely hautarukata leo. Like, I'm not asking, like, I'm just saying be here. And either I've blocked it in my history or I just don't like remembering, but it was in the response of, I'm not interested. And that's the last time we spoke.
He said he's not interested.
26th December 2008. And people keep telling, oh, utarudiana na baby daddy wako. I'm like, I remember the day when it ended for me. Yes. So come 27th, I'm still not in labor because I've gone into hospital because my toto is not playing. So the doctors tell me, now let's induce you because now you're ready. So I had, I think what they call now a Hebrew birth.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't advocate for it ever because it was those kinds of very short labor delivery.
Okay.
I've been this size throughout.
I thought that's what everyone prays for. Quick, chap, done.
It's not nice because the after was very bad. The trauma, it was a normal birth, but since it was very fast and I'm very tiny, the effects were, I had to be rectified in theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So that is important also.
All right.
Yeah, so a very beautiful, beautiful baby comes out. Ata nurse wananisengenya. I could hear them saying, aka kasichana kadogo kamezaa na mzungu. You know my baby.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, but he was quite a beautiful, beautiful boy to date. He's like very beautiful. And so I got a baby, healthy, 3.5 kilos. And so I went to the theater for me to be rectified. And stayed in the hospital for 2 days, I can't remember, and then discharged.
Okay.
So where am I going?
Good question.
Yeah, I have 3 sisters. So one of them was to host me immediately after delivery, and that's what happened. She used to live in Tasia then. So we agreed in the family that she will host me for the first, just host me like after hospital.
Yeah.
Because the rest of my sisters were married, and you know how you can't just go with a small baby, and I don't have a home, and I call this guy, and I'm in 4th year, final year. At that point, those things, I don't know if they're not affecting me, or I've just locked them out. I'm just concentrating on this little human being. So my sister hosted me for the first 2 weeks after delivery. But it was December, I have to go back to session in school. So believe you me, I went back to school after 2 weeks with the trauma that is in my body.
Your body hasn't healed.
Yes.
You're nursing a newborn.
I'm 23. I'm young. Yeah.
My. So, mtoto.
Nimemwacha, my mom, of course,
Okay.
moved in with us that time. Nimemwacha na my mom because my sister has to work.
Yes.
And anyone who's been to KU, they know how KU is huge,
It's
big,
vast,
like from the
yes.
administration to whatever. So I have to now go and negotiate my classes to be in a way that they are confined in one day. So that's what I did. And luckily I was in my last semester, so I was able to get my classes. I can't remember, it was on a Wednesday or Thursday, to have them consolidated in one day. So the 2 weeks, I can barely walk. I don't know if people knew what I was going through. I also didn't know, maybe.
The impact.
Yeah. I think I was just like on zombie. It was bad. And then you have to leave the small baby, and he had very, very bad colic for the first 3 months. You know about colic. So sometimes he's not sleeping. Na uko kwa wenyewe pia. I must say it's still kwa wenyewe as much as it's my sister's. So you're sharing the bedroom with other people. And of course you feel like you're inconveniencing them with the baby crying. But my mom, she's been an angel in this journey because she used to wash him and all that. But my healing, I'm not healing because nimeanza tena safari.
Yes, back to school.
Back to school.
So how are you handling all this and keeping it together at 23?
I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm sharing 16 years later. Had it been now, maybe I'd have known who to call. There's therapy, there's doulas and stuff. Then I'm just going by the day. I'm just saying, oh, leo ni Monday, kesho.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So,
Yeah.
16 years later, the boy is thriving.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually in Form 4.
Form 4 next year.
Form 4 next year. What has been the greatest challenge raising this boy on your own?
On my own is the greatest challenge. Yes, on my own, because there's phases of parenting. There's that early stage of the colic and the sleepless nights. Then there's toddler. Then there's young boy coming up. Then there's preteen. He has to go for circumcision. And now I'm in the phase of teenagehood, which is something new also. It's one where I'm like, hey, okay, there was this also. Yeah, so alone is the key word. Yeah, the biggest challenge has been alone. But I thank God for a small community here and there who've managed to be there. But also, I'm not somebody who asks for help. I guess that's something very, I don't think it's nice, but I'm not the person say, hey, tumelala njaa, ama, hey, Lance ananisumbua, me, I'll just, because I was like, since I dealt with it that time, when it was 2 weeks, I couldn't even walk. I'm always like, I can ace this. So it's something I'm learning through therapy now, that it's okay to say, hey,
It's too much.
yeah, it's too much.
What's the worst it's gotten?
In parenting,
Yes. Because I've been on this journey.
Yeah.
There are moments where you ask yourself, nani alinituma?
nani alinitupa huku. Yeah. Earlier, I said 2 weeks my sister hosted us, then we had to go to Shags. So remember, I've told you, born in Nyeri, raised in Nairobi. Even my own mother went to Shags after retirement.
Okay.
She's also a Nairobi babe until when she retired.
Yes.
So Mimi, in my family as a last-born, with a 2-week-old baby, we moved to Shags, my mom's in Machakos, because that's the only place now I could be hosted. I still have to commute to do my classes. Shags life is Shags life. Like, you now have to adjust to this life, which is, hey, what is this? Like, me, sijazoea such things, you know, but now this is the reality. And my key priority now is my baby. And I don't know if that's what you call postpartum depression. I think I went through it, but as I'm saying, I didn't know. I think I had so many issues. So leaving my baby, sometimes, because my classes, I said, were on Thursdays, I think. So sometimes I have to travel on Wednesday night to be able to be in school early to do a cut, maybe meet the lecturer here and there, follow up on things, especially since it was my final semester. So I have to be away for a night or two. So every time leaving my child, Gladys, I never wish that for anyone. Leaving him, that's why I think I'm so attached to him.
Yeah.
Leaving him every now and then was, I guess, the worst part of my life.
And now thinking that you have to make these sacrifices because somebody you started the journey with, trusted, abandoned you.
Abandoned me. Yeah. So that was that. I guess I wasn't thinking about that time. I had already made up in my mind that this is solo. This is me now. This is me and whoever who decides to join. But it's purely Nduku na mtoto wake. So before 2020, that's what I'm saying. In me trying to ace the parenting alone, I did a lot of mistakes. You know, unaomba pesa huku, you're in debt because you're just trying to survive. And I was also trying to get my baby out of shags.
Okay.
So my child stayed in shags for the first 6 years.
Okay.
Because hakuna mali ya kumpeleka Nairobi. I don't have a stable job. I have to stay with my mom. Yani I had become a serious shags person. Ningekuwa kienyeji sahi. Sahi ningekuwa nimeolewa na chief or the village elder with 10 other kids. Had I not said I'm getting out. So nilikuwa nimekaa shags, even started looking for what to do there. I was working with like a small NGO called Child Fund, doing volunteer work for them so that I don't stay idle. Proper shag, like in my shags, I'm known. Actually, my mom, Lance, my son is really known because he started his ECD there. Yeah, he was speaking fluent Kao.
All right, at least something good came out of it.
Now he doesn't remember, but he was speaking. Yeah, he doesn't. But he was speaking fluent Kao. And you know, in my mind, I'm like, hey, this is all the life I watch for my baby, but there's nothing I can do about it. You know, when you're just helpless, like. So before then, I used to find there's a point between the 6 years when he was at home where nilimleta tu Nairobi kwa beste yangu. And I remember my sisters were so mad. And my mom were like, why would you? Because I brought him, na nikaambia watu mia, we are fine. And we came, crashed at my friend's, God bless her. We used to sleep on the floor. Because mi nilikuwa tu nataka nikuwe na yeye. I don't want to keep commuting and leaving him. So I looked for a school. It was in Feather Estate. I looked for a school and nakaa tu na mtoi wangu hapo. Actually, he's the one who told my sister, by the way, auntie, we normally sleep on the floor. My sister was like, why would you remove him from shags? But no one understood. I just wanted to be with my baby. No one understood that. I know it was wrong. And the decisions I made, I'm not proud of. The things I did to try and have him with me. But maybe if you were in my shoes, you'd understand. But I don't expect anyone. I'm not excusing their bad behaviors and
Okay, you talked about poor choices, debt. How bad did it get?
Bad, like, you know, you borrow money from people so that you survive. Actually, I'm paying that school in Nairobi from borrowing money. You know, to just survive. And then the time I moved him to Nairobi was in 2015. So now I got a permanent job at this events company. And, you know, when you're in Nairobi, pesa haitoshi, even if you're being given a name. Yeah, so with the small salary I was getting, I'm trying now to survive with him in Nairobi. So you end up borrowing here to pay this, borrowing here, because your rent and everything is not enough. But I'm like determined, haturudi ushago. That was just, Yani, I was like, I would rather be a criminal. We are not going back to shags. We are not.
Well,
We are not.
you are very determined.
Yes.
Why do you think you were so determined not to be in shags?
Because that was not my life, for sure. Like, my shags is not the shags where you're happy to be in and grow up there. You're just happy to visit.
Na tuseme ushago ni kubaya. by the way.
Yeah, tuseme ushago ni kubaya. But for mine is not for, that was not my life.
That was not your dream.
That was not my dream. For my child also. Yeah.
I hear you on that because to a large extent, perhaps, did it remind you of the quote-unquote failure that was your circumstances then?
Yes. Very much so. I felt like I failed, and that was rock bottom. Yeah. That was the lowest I could have gone. So, and then I'm like, hey, it's also stress on my mom. She took care of me. She took care of us as a family. And then now I'm bringing a whole child, and she has to pay his fees, take care of him. She wasn't sleeping, carrying him sometimes on her back. The nights I'm not there when I have to be in Nairobi. So for me, I was just determined to change that life.
Okay. So when did things turn around?
So I mentioned in 2015, I got the job, so we moved to Nairobi.
Yes.
He got a good school that he joined.
Yes.
It was a public school, but a good one. And life started for us. We used to live in Kino, in a one-bedroom place. And tulianza na kulala chini nae. Then next month I buy kitty. Next month I buy like that again.
Still at your friend's house?
No. Now when we moved in
Okay.
2015,
All
when
right.
we moved to Nairobi. And that's where now also Laki Events started. I got my first client December 2015, who now paid, and I was like, okay, from events you can get money. And then I still continued working in the events company. A good thing he was a sharp boy in school. He didn't have many illnesses or things. He was just, I guess also, Mungu anakupe kenye unaweza at some point, yeah?
God is amazing like that.
Because he was just a normal child, normal boy growing up. Hakuwa ananipea shida nyingi. And I think he had also seen where we had come from. And to date, my son is like that. Like, he's very much appreciative of our space. Yes, and very protective of me also. Yeah. So he knows that he's been with me in the journey. So it's not also something I say I'm proud of him carrying, but that's a journey we've been, and he's been there, and he's appreciated every milestone. So when we got our first house, I remember I would tell him, twende kwa auntie fulani, ati no, si tukae tu. Like, we just listen to music from your phone. Like, he was so grateful we are here. Yeah.
Tell me this, Nduku. The boy is growing up. He's going to school. He's seeing people having mommy and daddy. He knows I only have mommy. Have we had that conversation?
Later on, we did. I think at that point, earlier on, he didn't, but later. And I explained to him, like, everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And I told him, if you ever want a relationship with your father, you can tell me. Yeah. So that's where we are at.
Okay.
Yeah. So I requested my brother-in-law, God bless him, to be his mentor and father figure.
Okay.
And so far he's done a brilliant job.
All right. I
Yes.
love the fact that you talk about father figures
Yes.
because this is something that was very clear to me from the get-go.
Yeah.
That if there is a missing current father, present father, it is so critical that a boy grows around other men so that they understand how to be a man because they
Yes.
cannot learn to be a man from me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's in terms of a father, that's where we are at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking about fathers, you lost your dad a year before you became a mom.
A year before, 2007, August, which was a big shift in our family because, he was not unwell. He just got sick in the morning, died by midnight. He got a stroke. So that was something that was also like, whoa, I was in my second or third year, I remember. Yeah. So that was very tough time for our family. And even to date, like when we remember him, it's also very painful memories because he was there. He did his best for us. Yeah. But my son is named after him, so it's something, and he has a little bit of characters that I see, and I'm like, that's Willie Kimel. Yeah. So he's Lance Willie Kimel. That's what I named him, and so. Of course, he asked me, how was Kababu? How was he? And I try to describe his physique, his character. And so I really, that's one thing I wish because he used to call me Kelly too. I don't think he ever bet me. My siblings.
You're the typical last
yeah,
born.
Yeah, I'm like, mimi wale last born hawapendwi. Nilikuwa nastaki watu. I'll tell on you like, wakuchoma.
Yes.
I'm that last born.
Okay.
So losing my dad was something that really, really affected me. Really, really affected me. So I wished my son would have met him. Yeah, I think they'd really be good buddies.
Tell me this. You're going through the hardest time of your life. Found out you're pregnant. You're doing this on your own. Life is coming hard on you. And daddy is not around.
It's 1 year after daddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And daddy is not around. You know, some of these things, especially grief, they hit you the most when you're vulnerable.
Yes.
How was that for you at that moment?
I don't think I had time to really be in the moment of, I felt like I was going to be selfish. Now I'm grieving. I'm also requesting for help to raise a baby.
Okay.
So I bolted it up and put it inside. Actually, some of the things have come out later because now I was like, will I be woye for myself? I'm going to be a mom. Yeah. So I had to pick what to go with.
Your struggle.
My struggle.
And when did it come all full circle? Because at some point you can only bottle for so long.
So now I'd say 2020. 2020 now when there's COVID, and then you're reminded of where you can go back to. Remember, I've mentioned now with no jobs, no income, you're reminded of how easy it is to go back to shags, to start all over again when you've actually made very bad mistakes to be here. You're now trying to recover from those debts, and then now you're home and you can't even go to your sister's home. Remember, there's a time where even you couldn't move within estates and stuff like that. So I'm here with my nanny and my son, and I can't explain to her everything that's happening. So that time I really went down completely, but I have to be also like superhero mom. But I really went down. And I really thank God for a friend of mine who's late now, God rest her soul, who was also a client, we became very close in 2020. And grief hit again because she was diagnosed with leukemia in 2020, and we lost her in 2021. So this is the one person that I had been vulnerable with. She used to call me, she used to send money for shopping and stuff like that. But then she was hospitalized. So we couldn't continue with that part of her, like being a provider friend. I had to be a supportive person. She was in ICU. So now I've lost another good friend who I could talk to. So it was tough. Right. Yeah. So 2020 for me now was not more of the COVID. It was more of, yani God, even though tulisikizana, because hey, nimetry. Why do I have to go back to that life? Because that was a possibility.
Yes.
Before now, maybe discussing with your landlord and all that. So that was a possibility. It really was like, yeah, you may have to start again.
Oh wow. So now your person is gone. How are you dealing? Who is holding you up? Who is your village?
Hey, no one, Gladys, I must say. No one. Because then I can't now. It will become selfish for me to say my family should be. They're also not at work. They are dealing with their own family issues. Mom has done her best. So at that point, everyone is in the same COVID period boat. And COVID was not timely at all because, it didn't care what you were going through. It just came. It didn't care whether you were going through a divorce, childlessness, a loss of jobs. Everyone was. So now I can't be the crybaby. I just have to, again, wear your big pants and to songe. Now I was just like, now we just go where we are supposed to go. Yeah, sasa God it's you and us and because I can't now be the crybaby. Everyone is in the same situation plus COVID.
So at this point, you also came face to face with poor health.
Yes.
That was brought about by your circumstances. To date, you live with hypertension.
Yes.
Talk about that.
So hypertension didn't come in 2020. Hypertension for me, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, say 2018. It's also the year I got pregnant again. So that's what I was saying before 2020. It seems like a book, a movie. Netflix just need to hire me for this. I think I'd also put in my mind, like by the time my son gets to 10, I may try and get another sibling for him. Because then I'd be in my early 30s and it happened. So I started dating again and this nice man, and I got pregnant. And in 2018, I was pregnant. My son was going to turn 10 that year. So it was working perfectly. As much as my life is not together in terms of finances and everything, I was like, say, I raised this one. Now I can just get this other second. So it was an oops pregnancy, but one also, again, I embraced. So that's when I discovered I have hypertension because I lost the pregnancy at 12 weeks. Because of hypertension. And I could tell why hypertension, because of the struggles of being a single mom, life and all that. And anyway, in my family, my dad had a hypertensive stroke. My mom is hypertensive, so it wasn't very hard to know where it was coming from.
Okay.
So that's when I got it. So I've lost. So miscarriage by the way for me was those kinds of unapona kama umetoka tena. Like I didn't have time to, the way I see it now, it's very, you have a community. I didn't have that. Because I just had to get back to work. Like, that's it.
And is this because you need to survive, or is it you'd rather not deal?
I would rather not deal at that point. Now, because I'm like, I had never lost a baby. So 12 weeks for me felt, it was like a whole baby for me. It was very traumatic, going through a miscarriage. Not many people knew about it. And then I only had to be off work for like 2 weeks, and then I had to go back to work. And then the strain also caused a strain with my then partner, and we just parted ways. We parted ways. So I had to go back to work. Remember, I'm still a mom. I'm still, it's not that I was in a household where, that's what I was saying, the poor choices earlier were too many. Yeah, there were too many.
Nduku, hey, you've gone through so much.
I know. And it will be a shock to many people who will also listen to this.
Yet you kept showing up, you kept showing up, you kept going. What was holding you up? Because I still need to understand what was keeping you sane.
My biggest source of strength, and it sounds like a cliche, is my son. Forever he will be. Yeah. I mean, that boy was just what I needed in my life. I think without him, I would have been a very different human. A lot. Maybe even, I don't know if I would be here. But when I remember him, everything in me makes me say, there's tomorrow, 20. Yeah. So me, I'm not that person who rumias themselves like that when you're sick, you expect the entire world to come to a stop. Me, I'm always like, sometimes even I'll mention I'm unwell after like 2-3 days. Me, I'm not that kind of a person to always, and again, I said it's something now through therapy. I'm learning to now say I need help. Yeah. So what keeps me going is him.
You talk about therapy. When did it occur to you that you need therapy? Last year.
I know.
Ay, Nduku. Enye, God loves you.
Yeah.
What happened that brought this to your attention?
And I just realized I need to talk to someone. Like, I can't have all these life experiences, and where am I? Like, and also my son now is growing bigger. He also needs a sane mom. I don't think I'm doing that truly as much as I'm providing, and I love him, and I look like it's all together. And also, of course, now we've also had a lot of, therapy as well is being advertised a lot. So now I guess there's no shame, because earlier I don't think we had that, where to go to therapy was like, something is wrong with you.
You're weak.
Yeah. But now it's more you're sorting yourself out. So for me, it's last year.
Nduku before therapy, Nduku today.
Nduku today is able to sit here. I couldn't. Like, if you'd have asked me this at your wedding, during your wedding, I would have said, hey, you have jokes. Yeah, I wouldn't even, I know you, I didn't even tell you all this. Yeah, so it's something that, it's a work in progress.
All right.
Yeah.
And when you think about the value it has brought into your life, do you wish you had done it earlier?
I wish I did. Maybe my choices also would have been very different. The things I'm saying were mistakes. Maybe I wouldn't have done as much. I would have more grace on myself, because I feel I didn't give myself enough grace. And I have this masculine energy just to survive. So I think I would have calmed down a bit.
Okay.
Calm down a bit, but I didn't have that. Yeah. And recently there was a trend going on about propagandas that you're not falling for. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, I did.
And then there's a certain podcast, they brought it as a topic. Maybe you've listened to it. And they were saying, one of the podcasters was saying, one propaganda she's not falling for is all parents are the best, or are doing their best. And I can relate. All parents are not doing their best, because, like, my baby daddy, I mean, his best was not to walk out, and so is every other parent who is not doing their best. You need to do your best. God will sort you out as you go. You don't walk out. Yeah, don't. So not all parents are doing their best. That's true. It's painful, but that's true. You do your best. Yeah.
There's a question I was asked when I shared my story. When it comes to stigma as a single mom, what's the worst you've heard? And my answer was, kuambiwa nitaambukizana, singlehood, where I literally saw friends whose husbands started treating me different. What have you seen for yourself?
Stigma. The famous one, you'll go back to the baby daddy. Like, maisha bado ija kugonga, bado mtarudiana. That's one thing that a lot of people keep saying. And then the other stigma is, mbona haumzalii mtoto mwingine? We unamwaribu. Mbona humzalii mtoto mwingine? This story is what will tell a lot of people, I did try to get another baby. But you can't keep talking about it. Like, I can't go explaining to everyone, oh, by the way, I got pregnant 6-7 years ago, I got a miscarriage. It's not something I'm going to keep announcing, right? My family knows, a few people in my circles know, but so people keep telling you, mbona umzalili, unamwacha tu hata kama si utafute tu mtu umzalilie. That thing annoys me, because you don't know my journey. So I guess this story will also, like,
indicate.
Make it clear that for me, this is the journey I'm taking to raise him and his babies. Little lances who will come.
Yeah. And you did your best.
And I did my best. I showed up.
Okay.
And I'm still showing up.
Yeah. So where are you and Lance now?
We are at that stage now, and where we sit down and plan things. So we say, when you close for long holiday, would you want to travel?
Yeah.
We can. You know, you want this. And I'm so happy now I can offer that to him. I didn't, if you would have told me 5 years ago that we can plan to travel and such things, I'd have said, hey, you have jokes. Because 5 years ago, it was actually COVID time. I would have told you, hey, you're joking. Now for us to sit and plan, like, I tell him where I've invested for him. He knows, like, there's an investment here, there's an investment here. For me, those are milestones for me to be able to do. So that's why we talk like business people. But he also, like, he knows that he's my life.
Oh.
Yeah, he knows. He does know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hear you. Isn't Nduku open to marriage?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But I'm very specific.
Of course, you have to be.
Yeah. Yeah, Nduku is not looking for starting from scratch. No, that one ended a long time ago where we start from scratch. No, Nduku is now looking for also somebody who's healing. So if it's somebody, they also should be working on themselves. Somebody who doesn't want babies.
Okay. Umemaliza.
Yeah, I will come with my own baby. You can come with yours.
All right.
Yeah. And someone who'll bring the feminine side of me. Because I think I've been, and rightfully because I had to survive raising a boy also. Maybe you can relate.
Yes, I do.
And society. So I'm not looking for somebody now who would also want me to come and provide and make decisions. I just want that softer side of me to come out. Yeah, so that's are my requirements. They are tough, so maybe I'm still waiting.
And you should
Yeah.
wait for the person that is right for you. As we bring this to a close, you turned 40 this year.
I'm turning 40 in October.
Yay to that.
Yay.
As you think about it, given a chance, if you could travel back and speak to the younger Nduku, what would you tell her to seek, to hold on to, and to be wary of?
So, seek God always. Like, he's been the medium or the person I talk to is God. Now that's where I take all my problems. Yeah. And then what was the other one?
Hold on to.
Hold on to your beliefs, like, you know, that thing that drives you when you say it won't, mi sirudi na sifanyi na like, hold on to what you believe in. Like, for me, that is why in 2025 I'm able to talk about this. I'm able to maybe give my son a better now future, because I held on to saying I needed to make it better for him. I'll not really work on the past. Let's now move on to the future. So hold on to what you believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what should she be wary of?
Anything called a human being.
I hear you. Okay, specifically?
Anything called a human being, whether it is a friend, family, people in business, like, human beings they're not doing their best to be in your life. So be wary of human beings. You choose your community, yes. We also can't dictate our families, that's why we were born, but just be mindful. Be mindful what you share. Be mindful of who is around you. Not everyone wants the best for you. So be wary of human beings. Yeah. And just trust the process. Yeah, it's not always going to be dark. Yeah, and the light may come 20 years later. For me, it's coming from 23 to 40. Light is shining now, maybe now in my 40s. It will be a different era. I feel like my 30s era almost took me out, which is the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It almost took me out. Like, I literally almost died from a miscarriage, from stress, from... Yeah, so 40s is a different era, 50s is a different era. So the sun will come up. It's not always going to be dark. Yeah.
a good place to leave it at. Thank
Yeah.
you, Nduku, for
Thank
sharing your heart
you.
with you.
Thank you. Thank you
With
for
us.
having me.
And the fact that you can even open up about such painful experiences is a testament that the healing is happening and continues to happen.
Yes.
Because introspection is the hardest thing a human being can do. You know that? Looking back and actually saying, what role did I play in this?
Yes.
What can I do better for my future self?
Yes.
Is a hard place to be, but a necessary one.
Very nice.
So kudos
Thank you.
for allowing yourself to take that
Thank
journey.
you. Thank you.
Again, asante for joining us.
This was timely.
It is.
Yeah,
It
in so
really
many
is.
ways.
Asante sana. And I'll keep saying this. Every setback will definitely bring back a comeback that you never thought would be around the corner. When you're going through the darkness, most often than not, it doesn't look like that light is going to show up at the end of a tunnel.
It doesn't.
But just from Nduku's story and many others that you've heard here and will hear here, may you always remember it is never always going to be dark. The sun will shine again. Thank you for your time.